is Eagle Base. What's the delay up there?
Copy, Eagle Base. Still no sign of any Nod installation.
Stay loose. Keep your eyes open.
If you've ever played a Command & Conquer game before, you're probably familiar with the fact that they're all real-time strategy games. This time, however, Westwood Studios went with a different approach and made a first-person shooter called Renegade, which is a spin-off of the Tiberium series. In this world, there is an ongoing conflict between the Global Defense Initiative, GDI, and the Brotherhood of Nod, which is perceived as a terrorist faction and a threat to the Earth. The war is generally concerned with the recently discovered resource known as Tiberium, which can be utilized for advances in technology. It's a green crystal substance which can be harvested at Tiberium fields. The two sides stop at nothing to acquire Tiberium. The Brotherhood of Nod likes to spread its message of chaos and cataclysm across the globe under their leader, Kane. In Renegade, you'll play as GDI Special Forces Commando Captain Nick Parker, codename Havoc. He's a particularly zealous member of GDI, and he has a knack for making a lot of lame jokes.
The base computer should contain a wealth of intelligence data. Mission accomplished.
What you're seeing now is the original Command & Conquer, and this is an example of the change to first-person perspective. The game includes 10 single-player missions which take place in a few different countries. It seems that Nod has kidnapped several GDI scientists and are exploiting them for new technologies. I think if you've ever played Tiberium Dawn before, you'll feel right at home here, because it contains a lot of the same vehicles, infantry, and same structures that are used in the original game.
Looks like Nod has an officer coordinating reinforcements in this guard tower. Eliminate all resistance and occupy the tower.
I think when it comes down to it, Renegade is a very standard shooter. There are a variety of exciting weapons on offer, although the thing you'll notice immediately is most of them don't have a secondary fire.
A chimpanzee could do that, mate.
Yeah, but you'll do fine.
I think the developers went for an unrealistic approach here, and they wanted the game to be an exciting James Bond-like film. This is because most of these weapons contain clip sizes of 100, and there are a disturbing number of enemies you'll encounter in the game. It's similar to Serious Sam.
We've got another SAM site in this area, Havoc.
What's nice is they complemented this with a ludicrous amount of vehicles, and they have more fire modes than all of your traditional weapons. For instance, here's the Mammoth Mark I. It's an unstoppable beast. I think a lot of Command & Conquer players will remember this.
This land defense requires a lot of power. Must be a non-power plant nearby.
The level design here can be considered as fine. It's not bad, it's just that you're walking down the same path and then you're walking back. You know, like a backtracking game. It's just that nothing ever seems to surprise you because all of the units are already assembled on the battlefield. But speaking of the battlefield, I think that it was conveyed extremely well.
Nuclear launch detected.
Congrats, kids! We rank as a nuclear threat. You know the drill. Get out there.
Understood, Captain.
Sydney, follow me. Move out!
Distance achieved.
There seems to be a lot going on, like aircraft constantly flying past, and there are structures that you can destroy by going in, taking out their master control terminal, or if you're like me, you'll use the ion cannon.
Structure destroyed.
Here's another awful point about gameplay. The AI is incredibly stupid. Sometimes they just freeze in their spots, and they don't seem to have any combat strategy whatsoever. On the graphics side of things, Renegade isn't that great looking, because this was Westwood's first attempt at a first-person shooter. However, the cutscenes seem to make up for it because they're all spectacularly done.
Don't throw stones in glass houses without proper protection. That is.
Renegade's music is above average. Unfortunately, there's only one track per level, and you have to set it up properly in order to actually hear it. The sounds and voice acting is great because it maintains that traditional feel from the first game. Unfortunately, half the time it seems to bug out completely. And speaking of bugs, Renegade has a few. You can fall through the world entirely sometimes, and it's pretty frustrating.
Keep them coming!
Last point to make is about the multiplayer. Hardly anyone seems to play it nowadays, but when you were there, it was absolutely epic. It contains all of the vehicles and the heroes from the game, and there's a lot of fun to have here. The multiplayer rules focused on structures. By destroying enemy buildings such as the Tiberian refineries, you can stop the enemy from getting additional credits.
GDI infantry barracks destroyed.
It should be noted that you can still use the ion cannon and nuclear strike beacons here.
Ion cannon.
You know, when this first came out, a lot of my friends said to me, why the hell do you play this? And I simply answered, because I'm a Command & Conquer fan. And that's really the only target audience of this game. So I'm going to give it an 80%, and I think you'll enjoy it if you've ever played any Command & Conquer game before. The only way that you can get this nowadays is to buy Command & Conquer the First Decade, which includes 12 of the original games, so it's not a bad buy. I'll close by asking the Tiberian players whether they prefer GDI or not as a side. Just leave your comment below. Thanks for watching.
Are you always this incompetent?
Cow.
Pig.
No.